Get inside, don't look. Everything almost went black when I felt something soft brush past my leg. Have you ever felt that gaping feeling down in the pit of your stomach? Have you ever been lost in the woods? Perhaps your car broke down in the middle of nowhere and you heard a noise deep in the woods. Were you brave enough to find out what it was? And the real question here is, if it comes close, what would you do? It was a dark and moonless night. The only light came from the occasional street lamp as I made my way home from work. The hours of walking every night from Wendy's to my rundown apartment is nothing new. It's this, or I take the train and have flavored water for dinner. I didn't like the night shift because I always hate waking up for my second job, but at least it helps me pay rent. The area is small, and the apartment complex that I live in is at the end of the street when you turn right at the last street lamp. It wasn't the worst, but I, try as I might, can't say it's the best either. The lined up houses before the apartment either looks abandoned or someone just died inside. That sounds creepy, I know. Every night without fail, I would pass by a house with a fence as tall as me. I don't know why this particular house is allowed to install a 6-foot fence. And the house looked decent too. Almost suburban. And they have an American bulldog too. What's up with that? Because it's so odd, I always use it as a landmark when my parents try to visit me and get lost in the sea of drug addicts and old people. I would say, down the street, you'll see a weird house before turning right. My parents replied, "A weird house? How are we able to tell if that house is weird?" "Oh, never mind. We saw it. The one with the tall fence. Yeah, this house is weird." Inside the fence by the porch, the dog rests there and watches me try to find the next street light. You can picture this routine happening every night. He is alert but has never tried to get closer to bark or howl. Does this type of dog howl at night? Perhaps. One night, I managed to do the most cliches every horror movie has ever done. I stepped on a good old twig and made a noise. The mute crack of the twig was enough for the dog to turn around and bore its big and beady eyes on me. I froze, assuming if I moved, the dog would go rampant. The fence was reassuring though, as it was as tall as me after all. I moved slowly, telepathically telling the dog that I mean no harm and generally just wants to go home. The dog inched closer, wagging its tail and encouraging me to give the good boy a scratch on the head. I stared at Baron, the name lasered on his tag. He wasn't threatened. Baron just wants me to pet him. Cute dog. Almost gave me a heart attack, but a cute dog nonetheless. I poked my hand in the net-like wires of the fence and pet the dog lovingly. I stayed there for a couple of minutes until I felt a stabbing chill in the back of my neck. I looked around. There was nothing there. Only the dark. Me and Baron. I stood up to stretch my legs and heard a howl. A deep, guttural howl in the distance. I couldn't move. I heard another howl. Maybe it was the primal instinct of men, but I felt like I was in deep danger. Whatever made the noise, it's out there. The voice I heard seemed far away, so I felt at ease. If it ever tries to get me, I can always run full speed to my apartment and pray that my Made in China locks will keep the thing away. After a few weeks of me working the night shift, my manager told me that I'm now on the morning shift and am expected to come to work early. Oh well, at least I can pay rent. On days like this, I don't get to see the dog. I assume that the owners are walking him, but I never see them. But I do see Baron's neighbors more often. "Hey, you know these people?" I saw a man sitting in his worn-out red lawn chair, head balding and pointing his finger at Baron's owner's house. No. "Good, keep it that way. They're cult people. Keeps a demon for a pet, those two." His eyes looking at mine intensely. This felt uncomfortable. When I finally came back to the evening shift, I was back to my old routine of speed walking from one street lamp to another street lamp. Out of the corner of my eye, I thought I saw the neighbor's dog Baron, but when I looked again, there was nothing there. Maybe he's sleeping inside the house tonight. I figured it was just my tired mind playing tricks on me, so I kept walking. But the closer I got to my house, the more certain I was that it wasn't Baron. It wasn't any dog at least. And then I heard a noise, another deep, guttural noise. It was like the one a few weeks ago. It sounds far, but I can't take that as a form of reassurance. And I don't know why. I turned around quickly. And there, in the farthest street lamp, a silhouette stands on two hind legs and is almost as tall as the fence. Almost as tall as me! I felt primal, and shock ran over me. Damn it! My legs! I can't move my legs! It felt a cold weight when I heard the thing laugh. Another disgusting and fleshy noise. I closed my eyes as I psyched myself up to move. One step, just one. Get out of here. Get inside, don't look. Everything almost went black when I felt something soft brush past my leg. Baron! It had been him all along. I turned to look. Baron, where did you go, buddy? Then a blur to my side. A glimpse of fur and gleaming teeth. I slammed to the ground. Then pain. And then nothing. After all, it wasn't Baron.